Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science and IT Gate Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the instant notification of my free lecture. So this is about me. I am a computer science gate faculty having more than 5 plus of teaching experience, mentored more than 50,000 students, taught in different coaching institute all over India. Okay, it's like the Gate Academy, even qualified multiple times Gate, and even I have given the coaching in many government colleges as well as in many private colleges. Like in SRM Chennai, I have given coaching. CAT Bhubaneswar, I have given. BC Bhagalpur, Jorhat College of Engineering, Guwahati University, Dibrugarh University, Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, Ramgarh Engineering College. Okay, these are the colleges where I have went and I have given the coaching. So now in today lecture, we are going to start. We are going to start quick sort. Okay, quick sort. It's a very important topic. Very important sorting. Okay, now, so like merge sort, we have seen merge sort. Like merge sort, quick sort is also a divide and conquer technique. It's also a divide and conquer technique. So you write like merge sort, like merge sort, quick sort, quick sort is a divide and conquer. Is a divide. It will divide and then conquer. Okay, and then conquer. So first it is going to divide. So the problem into sub problem. Okay. So in divide and conquer technique, we are going to divide the bigger problem into a smaller problem. Then we will solve the smaller problem. Then we will conquer it. Okay. So quick sort is a divide and conquer algorithm. It picks it picks an element. It picks see it picks an element. It picks an element as pivot. As pivot. See what is pivot? I will tell you. So it is going to pick an element as pivot. Let me give you what is pivot. See what is pivot element. So in a algorithm, when we choose some particular element as a pivot, it means to write the pivot element is the element. The pivot element. The pivot element is the element. Is the element of an array. Of an array. An array. Or you can assume in some other point also. So here we are using as array. So I am saying as a array. So the pivot element is the element of an array which is selected first. Which is selected first, which is selected first by an algorithm, which is selected first by an algorithm, by an algorithm to do certain calculation, certain certain calculation, to do certain calculation. Okay, so what is pivot element? Pivot element is the element of an array. It is an element of an array which is selected first by an algorithm. So that element is going to be selected first by an algorithm to do certain calculation, to do certain calculation. Okay, so if I am choosing the last element as always the first element, then we call last element as the pivot element. So pivot element is the element of an array. It's the element of an array which is selected first by an algorithm. Okay, that is going to be selected first by an algorithm to do certain calculation, to do certain calculation. Okay, so like merge sort, quick sort is a divide and conquer technique. It picks an element as pivot and it's going to do partition, and it's going to do partitions the given array, partitions the given array, and it is going to do partitions the given array around the around the picked around the picked around the picked pivot. Okay, around the picked pivot. Okay, so it is going to partition. So whatever pivot it has selected, now it's going to do the partition. So in left hand side the element will be the smaller to the pivot element, and right hand side the element will be greater than the pivot element. Okay, see in any place if you will have any doubt you can ask me. There are there are many different version. There are many different version of. There are many different version of Quicksort, of Quicksort, of Quicksort that that pick pivot, that take pivot in the different way. Okay, in the different. So what I mean here, like merge sort, quicksort is a divide and conquer technique. So quicksort is also a divide and conquer technique. It pick an element as pivot and partitions the given array around the picked pivot. So whatever element you have chosen as a pivot, based on that it is going to do the partition. And there are many different version of quicksort that pick pivot in different ways. So the way we are picking the pivot element, then it is having a different. If I'll choose pivot from the beginning, then it is having a one version. If I'll choose as a last, then it is a one version. Okay. So then we will see the different version. So what are the different version? One is always pick first element. Always pick first element as pivot. So here, this is one version where I am always going to pick first element as pivot. Okay. Next is always pick last element as pivot. Okay, that we are going to see. That implementation we are going to see. Always pick last element as pivot. So you can select any element as pivot. And third one is pick a random element as pivot. Okay, pick a random element. Okay, so that also we will see that is going to be randomized quicksort. Okay, random element as pivot. So all these four version we are going to see. And pick median as pivot. Median means if you sort an array, the middle element that will come is the median. Okay, and pick median as pivot. Okay, so you have seen that pivot is an element that is going to be selected first by an algorithm for any computation. For any computation, if you are selecting some element first, that is called pivot. So based on the pivot, if you are selecting first element as always as pivot, then it is going to be one version of quicksort. Last element, then it is going to be another random element, then it is going to another version of quicksort, and median, then also it is going to be another version. Okay. So here the main thing is the key process here is the partition. As like in merge sort, we are having a function merge. So here the key thing is partition. Okay, so we will first see the partition. So right, the key process in quicksort is partition. The key. So let me write in another slide. If in any place if you will face any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, the key process in quicksort is partition partition function. Okay, partition function. Now, what is the work of partition? Target of partition, target of partition is, so the target of partition is an given an array, given an array and an element x and an element x of array as pivot. See, so the target of partition is given an array. So given an array and an element x of an array as pivot, put x at its correct position. Put x as its correct position. As its correct position. As its correct position in sorted array. In sorted array, and put all put all smaller element elements smaller than x before x before x and put all greater element and put all greater element put all greater elements greater than x after x. So here the key process in Quicksort is the partition function. What is the work of partition function? Given an array and an element x of array as pivot. So partition is going to put x in its correct position and put all small element before x and all greater element after x. Okay. So let me take an example. Just like I am having an array. Let's assume you are having an array 5, 7, 6, 1, 3, 2. I am having this element. Okay. Now if I'll call this, let's assume the name of this array is A. Okay. So let's assume their pivot is this. Okay. I'm assuming, see, always I will assume pivot as the last element. So I'm saying that version where I will always assume the pivot element as the last element. So pivot is going to your 4. Now you need to call the partition on this array. Okay, so partition I am calling. Okay, partition I am calling on array A. Starting index is 1 and end index is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 1 and 7. So what is the work of partition? It will do some computation, and after when partition will be done, 4 will be placed in its correct position. Okay, and all the element is smaller than 4 will be in left hand side, like 1 will be here, 1, 3, 2, 4, then 5, then 7, then 6, like this it will happen. Okay, like this it will happen. See, 4 is in correct position. It is saying that all the element is smaller will be in left hand side and all the element greater will be on the right hand side. It is not saying that the in the left hand side it will be sorted and in the right hand side it will be sorted. Okay, it is not saying that. So how I will do, I will use two. What I will do, this is how we will work. Now I will explain by some taking some variable. If I'll having, I will use one variable I that will point before p. Okay, this is going to be p and this is going to your r. Starting index I will use as p and last index I will use as r. Okay, so x is a variable which is going to have array of r. This is the pivot element, and I is going to your p minus 1. I is going to your p minus 1. So p minus 1 is your 0. So I is your now 0. I is your now 0. Okay. Now what I will do, I will execute a loop for j equal to p, because the starting index is p. J equal to p to j is smaller than r. R is your 1, 2, 3. So 7 element is there. So it's smaller than. So till there you will go. Till there you will check. Till there. Okay, till there. So you will check with 4 whichever element is smaller than j plus plus. Then j plus plus. You will check. If array of j is smaller than equal to x, means array of j is your this array of 1 is 5. Is it smaller? No, it is not smaller. So I will do some work if it will be smaller. Let me don't write this. I will explain it. Then j was your 1. Then j will increment to 2. J will increment to 2. Now 7, is it smaller than 4? No. Then again j will increment to 3. 6 is smaller than 4? No. Then j will increment to 4. Now a of j, that a of 4 is 1. 1 is smaller than 4. Yes, 1 is smaller than 4. So what I will do, I will increase this I. I will increase this I. I will increase I equal to I plus 1. I equal to I plus. So j is pointing here. What I will do, I will exchange. I will swap array of I with array of j. With array of j. Okay. So array of I now is here, which is having 5, and here it's 1. So I will swap between these two. I will swap between these two. So 1 will come here and 5 will be here and 5 will be here. Now, so now I is here. Okay, now I is here. Now I is having value 1. I is having now value 1. Okay, I is having now value 1. Okay, I is having the value 1. Now again j will increment to 5. Now array of 5, that is array of 5, is it smaller than equal to 4? Yes, is it smaller. So here again 3 is smaller than 4. So what I will do, now j is your 5 here. I will again increment I equal to I plus 1. Now I will be here, I will be 2, and I will swap this I and with j, this I and j. So now 3 will be here and 7 will be here. So 3 will be here. So I'm checking if the element is smaller, then I'm putting on the left side. I'm putting on the left side. So I'm seeing that 3 is smaller than 4. So put 3 here and place 7 here. 3 here and 7 here. Now j will increment to 6. It will go till 6 because it should be smaller than r. So now j will be here. It's 2. Is 2 is smaller than 4? Yes, it's smaller than 4. So what I will do? I will again increment. I will again increment I equal to I plus 1. I will be 3. Then after increment, it is going to do this swapping. It will going to do this swapping. So 2 will be here. So 2 will be here. So j is now here. So 2 will be here and 6 will be here. So 2 will be here and 6 will be here. Okay. Now this swap is done. This is done. Now this loop, now j will increment to 7. J will increment to 7. It is not smaller than r. It will go out of this loop. It will go out of this loop. Now you need to place these 4 in its correct position. So till I, see, I is saying till I, whatever element was smaller than 4, it is here. So you just increment I plus 1. Increment after that, after execution, after out of, when you will get out of this for loop, you increment I equal to I plus 1. Then swap array of I with array of last index. Last index is your R. Last index is your R. Okay. Last index is your R. So you are going to increment this. It is going to your I now is here, and this is your index. Last index is your R. This that will get swapped. So between 4 and 5 it will get swapped. So 4 will be here and 5 will be there. 4 will be here and 5 will be here. Okay. Am I clear? So we have to increment, then we have to do this swapping, and then we will need to send the index of this. So where 4 will get placed. Now return I, because here I have increment I equal to I plus 1, that way. Okay. So in this way we are going to do. Anyone is still having any doubt, please let me know in partition. So you can write it then. So it is your P, it is your P, it is your R, this is your partition function. X is your A of this. So you are assuming this element as the, see, in any place if you are having doubt, you can ask me. This element is called as pivot element. It's called as pivot element. If it is clear, then everyone please comment. If it is clear, then everyone please comment. Now you can write the code. This is the code. This element is called as pivot element. As pivot element. Okay. This element is called as pivot element. Okay. Now this is done, this is done. I swap. Now you close this one. This is the opening, this is the, if you are done with the writing, then you let me know. So this way the partition is going to work. Okay, and partition is going to return. So since it is going to return I, that is of integer type, so I will use here the return type as int. I will use the return type as int. I will use the return type as int. So partition is returning the index where the where this pivot element get placed, where the pivot element get placed. Yeah, correct, Bhaskar. So this is the partition. So partition is going to place the pivot element at its correct position, and all the element is smaller to pivot will be in left hand side, and all the element which is greater than pivot will be on right hand side. So now see quick sort. So what I will do. So first let us see the time complexity of that and the space complexity of quick partition. So the time complexity of partition, see, it is going to execute till from here to starting index to the last index. So it is going to execute till n minus 1, till n minus 1. Okay, for all the element it is going to be execute till n minus 1, it is going to execute. So overall time complexity is going to be big of it. So time complexity is going to your, always it is going to execute till from 1 to n minus 1, from 1 to n minus 1. So time complexity is going to your big of n for base case, average case. In every case it is going to be, so it is going to be theta for base case, average case, as well as worst case, as well as worst case. Okay, so you see here, because always because of this for loop it is going to execute from in the beginning from I equal to, because this is the starting index. The starting index can be 1 and end index can be 6. 1 to 6, that is n minus 1 till n minus 1. So if the number of element is n, then it is going to execute till n minus 1. N is number of element here, n is number of element. Now tell me what is going to be the space complexity. Space complexity, n is number of element, n is number of element. Now, what is going to be the space complexity? What is going to be the space complexity? What is going to be the space complexity? Now try. This is the code. Now think what is going to be the space complexity? What extra variable we are required here? So you can write as int x this, int I. Then this is a pseudo code. Okay, this is a pseudo code. So we are not caring about the syntax. Okay. So int j you require, j you require. So Bhaskar is saying big open. Yeah, correct. Because we are just require a constant space for this j and this I and this x and this x. Nothing else. Okay. So nothing else we required. So just like if x is, if integer is a 4 byte, then 4 and 4 12 byte we will require. So it is going to be a constant. So space complexity is going to be a constant. Okay. Am I clear? Now we will see the quicksort. Now we will see the quicksort. So partition is the heart of your quicksort. Okay, now we will see quicksort. So its return type is void quicksort. Okay, so you are going to call quicksort an array A, partition P. So P is the starting index, R is the index int. Now we'll check if P is smaller than R, means if starting index is smaller than R, means if it is more than one element. Because if it is having only one element, then why to call the quicksort? Because it will be then one element, it is, then it is going to be sorted only. Okay, if any list is having one element, then it is sorted only. So we will check whether this index is smaller than the last index or not. If it is smaller, then I will call the partition. Now I will call the partition on array A, starting index P and the end index R. So it is going to select the last element as the pivot, and then it is going to return the index of that pivot element where it get placed. So that I am going to store on Q, on Q. So Q is the point where, just like here, just like here. So Q is pointing here. So let me write this. Now Q is here. So after calling, the array was like, it is having, one 1 3 2 4, 1 3 2 4. Then it is having 7 6 and 5. So q is this after calling. So here index is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So when partition will call, if it is called for once time, you will get one element in its correct position. See, 4 is it in correct position. Okay, now what I will do, I will call the quicksort on the remaining element. First, I called the quicksort on APR from here to here. Then I placed by using partition one element in its correct position, that here I placed. Now I will call the quicksort on this remaining element and on this remaining element. Okay. So what I will do, I will call the quicksort. So that's why we called it is a divide and conquer. So we are dividing the bigger problem into sub problems. See, we are divided the bigger problem into two sub problem, Then we are solving the two sub problem. So then start array is a, starting is P, but last index is going to be Q minus 1. Q minus 1. Here I am going to call the quicksort, and then I will call quicksort in this right array, quicksort. Array is your A, starting index is your Q plus 1, and last index is your R. R. Okay. This is the queue. So again, it will get call in here and it will get sorted. So once you have seen that how this queue you have got this queue that I have shown you with that. Now I will call quicksort on array. So on this array only I will show you how it is working. Okay. On this array I will show you how it is working. So quicksort. So you are calling quicksort on array A 1 and 7. Starting index is your 1 and then 7. So when you are calling P is smaller than R, 1 is smaller than R, yes, it's correct. 1 is not, then it is going to call this function, that is going to call partition function. So that is partition on array start 1 and R. So that partition is going to return Q equal to 4. Q equal to 4 you have seen. Then it is going to call quicksort again on array starting index 1 Q minus 1 on 3. Then again it will call quicksort on array on Q plus 1, that is 4, and R is your 7 and R is your 7. So this work is done. Then again quicksort we are going to call here. Now here again we are going to call quicksort. So whenever you are calling quicksort 1 on 3, 1 on 3, 1 is smaller than 3? Yes. Now again partition will call an array and 1 on 3. So again partition will call an array 1 on 1 3 on 1 3. So your element on 1 3 it is having, so it is having 1 3 2 1 3 2. Okay, here it is having 1, here it is having 3, here it is having 2. So you will, if you call the partition, you will assume x as the 2, I will be here and j will be here. You will assume x as 2, the partition element last. Now we'll check if, same, if array of j will run from here is smaller than equal to x, 1 is smaller than equal to 2, yes, then increment I equal to I plus 1, I equal to I plus 1, then do the swapping ij. So I will be here only, I will be here only, and it will do the swapping. See here the code, it's saying that I will be p minus 1. Okay, so I is going to your this, I is going to your this, and j is your p, j is your 1. So if it is smaller than increment I will be 1. So it will be here only pointing. Then swap I and j. So you are going to swap 1 with 1 only. Then j will get increment, j will be here. Then it's 3. 3 is smaller than 2. No. 3 is smaller, is not smaller than 2. Then, and even after that, again j will increment to 1. J will be now 3. So 3, you are not going to go there. So it is not going to go there. It will go out of the for loop, because for loop is going to run for j equal to p and j is smaller than r. The last index. Last index is here. Now what I will do after, when you are going out from this for loop, you will increment I equal to I plus 1. I is going to increment here. Now I will be here, and you are going to swap with I and the last element. I with the last element. So 2 will be here and 3 will be here. So 2 will be here and 3 will be here. So here 2 and here 3. Here 2 and here 3. And Q is going to this. Q is going to return the element where pivot has stored. So it is going to return pivot. So Q, now here you are going to get 2. Q is equal to 2. Okay. So you are getting here 1, 2, 3. You got there after doing, you got that. After calling the partition, you got here 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So let me change in the final array also. 1, 2, 3. 1 here, 2 here, 3. 2. Now q is your this, you will call the partition quicksort on this and quicksort on this. So quicksort on the array, starting index is this and 2 minus 1 is your 1. Then quicksort on q plus 1, q plus 1 is your 3, and array q plus 1 is your 3 and end index is 3. Now, so first it is going to this call, then this, then it is going to exist. You know that it's a tree traversal, top to right, left to right, top to down, left to right. Okay, top to down. This you called, then this you called, then you are going to call this. You are going to call this. Okay, so partition you call, then you are going to call on this. You are going to call this. Now quicksort on a array of 1 and 1. So p is smaller than q. No, so it is not going to inside. See p is more, no. So Done. Because only one element, nothing to do. Done. Sorted. Then again array, quick sort on 3 on 3. Only one element, nothing to do. Only one element, nothing to do. Fine. Done. So this work is done. This is done. So when you call quick sort on A13, it has returned a sorted array 1 to 3. Now you're going to call this quick sort on a array 4 to 7. An array 4 to 7. Now let me show an array 4 to 7. On array 4 to 7. So when you will call an array on 4 to 7, it will first call the partition on array 4 to 7. 4 to 7. This will done. Now see what will happen on 4 to 7. 4 to 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sorry, it should be 5. It should be 5 because q plus 1 is 5. 5 to 7. 5 to 7. Okay. There one mistake is there because q plus 1 is your 5. Na? It should be 5. See, you got the partition at 4, at index 4. So 1 to 3 you have called, then 5 to 7 it will be. 5 to 7. Okay. So it will be 5 here, 5 to 7. So 5 is having the element. Now what 5 is having? 5 is having 7, 6, 5. 7, 6, 5. 7, 6, 5. So pivot you will assume this x equal to 5. This, now I will be here and j will be here. 7 is smaller than this? No. Then j will increment. Is it smaller than 5? No. Then it will go out of this for loop and you will increment I plus 1. I will be I plus 1. I will be here and you will increment with the pivot. Okay. You can swap with the pivot. So 5 will be here and 7 will be here. So 5 will be here, 5 will be here and 7 will be here. 5 will be here and 7 will be here. So you got partition at q equal to 5. You got q equal to 5. Okay. Now you are saying do the quick sort again on array A 4 q minus 1. So q minus 1 is your 4. Is your 4. So 1 minute. So you called quick sort on 5 to 7. It should be 5 to 7. It should be 5 to 7. Here I did. It should be 5 to 7. Start index is this. Then it will be here also starting index should be 5. Then 5. Okay. Then it's going to be q minus 1. Q is your 5, 4. Okay. Now see here. This your work is done. Now you are calling here A array 5 4. Is P smaller than Q? No. So it will not do anything. Will go. Then you are going to call quick sort on array A. Q plus 1 is your 6 on 7. Now you are going to call quick sort on 6 7. On this 6 7. Okay. On this 6 7. So before calling, so on quick sort on 6 7, it will be first it will call quick sort on 6 7. Okay. So you are going to call this quick sort on 6 and 7 first partition you are going to call. Okay, so let me do call partition on array A and then 6 on 7. On 6 on 7, if you call the partition, I will be here, x will be here. Okay, x will be here. Is it smaller? J, is it smaller than? Yes. Then you will increment I and you will do the swapping. 6 will be swapped. Now it will go out of this for loop and you will swap I plus 1 here with this last element only. So you will get pivot here that the last element partition you are done at 7. Q equal to 7 you are going to get. Please let me know where if you are having any doubt or not. Is it clear or not? Because here only you are going to replace 7 with 7 only. Okay. At this position only you are going to replace. So it will be 5 6 7. It will be 5 here and 6 here and 7. 5 6 7. Okay. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. So you are going to get quick sort here as here 7. Now after that you call this, then you are going to call quick sort on array A starting index 6 and uh, q minus 1 is 6. Now 6 on 6 one element, nothing to do. Then it is going to call quicksort again on q plus 1, that is 8, and array 8, and last index is 7. See here, p is smaller. Is p is smaller? No. So again, nothing is going to do. Now this will be done. Now this will be done means now you have called this. Now you have called this an array. See, when you have called an array on 517, on 57, you got 567. You got 567. Then it will return here. Then it returned here. Then it will return. In this way, you did the calling. See, I tried my level best to make you understand this. Hope it is clear to everyone. So with tree, we are going to call like this, and when it is get returned, you are getting a sorted array like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please let me know whether it is cleared or not. So your quick sort is done. So in this way, your quick sort. So always it is going to divide the sub problem, bigger problem into sub problem, and then it is going to do the computational sub problem. Then it will again sort. Okay, like this it is going to do. So in every call, the partition is the quick sort is going to place one element in its correct position. Now we are going to see the time complexity. Now we are going to see the time complexity. Now we are going to see the time complexity. In this way it was working. So always traverse the tree from top to down, left to right. Okay. Now in best case, what can happen? In best case, what can happen if you are having the, you are always dividing the partition is dividing the sub problem into half. Okay. No, in best case, Bhaskar, it will be divided into half problem, into half. Okay, in half by half. In best case, it will get divided by half and half. Okay, half. Then again, this problem will get divided by half. Okay. In best case, what can happen? It will always get divide. It will always divide the bigger problem into two equal halves. Two equal halves. Okay, that is going to be the best case. So for best case, let's assume this is taking the time complexity of t of n, and you know that partition is going to take v of n time always, whether it is a best case, worst case, because it is going to do linearly, and in best case it will get divided into half. So if this is taking on input n time complexity t of n, then it will take t of n by 2, and it will take t of n by 2. It will also take t of n by 2. So t of n is going to your t of n is going to your t of n is going to your 2t n by 2 plus n plus n. So you can even write as theta n or plus n. Okay, plus n you can write. If you remove the, if you are removing the theta, you can use some constant c. And now tell me what is going to be the time complexity. If you solve this, what is going to be the time complexity for base case? Yeah, so you can use here uh, that your what is that? The name of that uh, that I have taught you now. What was the name of that? Master theorem. Yes, master theorem. So here you can use the master theorem. By using master theorem, you can solve this by using, yeah, by using master theorem. By using master theorem, you can solve here. So here A is your, because it is in the form of master theorem. Here A is your 2, which is greater than equal to 1. B is your 2, which is greater than 1. And K is your 1 and P is your 0. A is your 1 and P is your 0. Okay. Now you will compare A and B to our K. A is your 2, B is your 2, K is your 1. See, equal. When it is equal and P is greater than equal to, and P is greater than minus 1, then T of n is going to your theta into the power log A B log P plus 1 by n. So theta into the power log A is your 2, B is your 2, log P is your 0, 1, then so it is going to be theta n log n, because base and n is same, so you are going to be. So this is the best case we have seen. Now we will see the worst case. In worst case, what can happen? In worst case, what can happen that always you are, now let me see the time complexity we have seen. Now we will see the space complexity. Now we will see the space complexity of base case. Space complexity in base case. So in base case, what can happen? The space complexity, it is going to divide. If you are having n, size of the problem is n, it will get divided into two halves of equal size, n by 2, n by 2. Then again it will get divided into two halves of equal size, n by 4, n by 4, n by 4, n by 4. Okay. So what is going to be the height of the tree here? It is going to be divided like this. What is going to be the height of the tree? It is, since whenever it is going to get equally divided into halves and halves, the height of the tree is going to your log n. The height of the tree is going to your, that we have seen, when it is equally, like it's a complete binary tree, it is getting divided. So height of the tree is going to your tree is log n, and you know that the it's a recursive function. So whatever will be the height of the tree, that means stacks cells we will require, that means stack cells we will require, and stack cells will be, so for this level one stack cell, this level, for this level. So its overall is going to be your, whatever will be the height of the tree, that many number of cells will require in stack. So that is going to your, so space complexity is going to your, space complexity is going to your big O of log. Space complexity is going to be big O. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Now see, worst case, worst case of Kitson. Now, now, what can happen here? That partition will happen, like if you are having the array, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is already a sorted array. It is already a sorted array. You will always assume this last element as the pivot. This last element as the pivot. X is going to your 6 last element. So when you will call the partition, it will going to place it here only. So it will be here only. It will be here only. Okay, it will be here only. So in one side it will have, so in one side, like partition is going to return, one side it will have 0 element, another side it will have n minus 1. Again you will call the partition here, again it here it will have n minus 1, means whatever will be the size of n, again like this n minus 1, n minus 1. In one side you will have 0 element, another side you will have n minus 1 element. So again partition will be called on the n minus 1 element. क्लियर है क्या, समझ में आया? किसी को डाउट है तो बताइए. So here the recurrence is going to your, so here recurrence relation. So in worst case what can happen? In worst case what can happen? The size here will be t of n by 1, it will be t of n minus 1, and another it will be t of 0. Okay, let me write in another slide. In worst case what can happen? So if your function is like this, t of n, let me write it first. If you got that quicksort, you got that quicksort an array p r. If p is smaller than r, then you are going to call partition. So that is going to return the index. So partition on array pq pr, then quicksort again array and p on q minus 1, and here quicksort again on array q plus 1 to r last index. So what can happen for this partition? It will take big of n, and here one partition will have, so if it is having t of n, so here it will have t of n minus 1, here t of 0. So no element, no, nothing time opposite. So recurrence relation is here. So recurrence is going to have t of n is equal to t of n minus 1 plus n. whatever will be the size of the array, that many is going to partition is going to take. The partition will always have the time complexity what will be the size of the array, because every time it is going to iterate linearly to all the element. Is it clear? Please let me know whether it is clear or not. So in worst case it is going to your like this. Okay, so we will solve this then t of n is going to your t of n minus 1 plus constant you are removing, then c of n, then t of n minus 1 is going to your again t of n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n, whatever will be the size, whatever will be the size of n, that meaning is going to take cn. So t of n minus 1 reduced by 1, then same size, then t of n minus 3 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n, then again t of n minus 4 plus n minus 3 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n. So what is going to be the when we are going to stop, when I am going to have only one element, when I will have only one element. So t of 1 is going to your t of 1 is going 1 when n is equal to 1, when n is equal to 1 constant. Okay, when only one element. So how we will reach to 1? How we will reach to 1? So I need to make this t of n by n minus k. So it will be then t of n minus k minus 1, then t of n minus k minus 2. Like this it will go till here from t. It will go t of n minus k, then here it will be n minus k minus 1, then n minus k minus 2. Like this it will keep on going till n minus 3 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n. Okay, now we will assume n minus k as 1. When minus k as 1 or 0 also, when it will be 0 then also it is going to be constant. Okay, you can assume as either 0 or 1, anything you can assume. Okay, is it clear? Please let me know. So it will keep on going like this, n minus k, n minus k minus 1, like this it will go. So you are going to get, like, if you will substitute, you are going to get 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Like this you are going to get. Okay, because here you will get 1. Okay, so if we'll assume k as, let me make, let me solve that only. So let n minus k equal to 0, then k is going to your n. So then it you are going to get here, t of n, n minus n, then plus n minus k was your n, n minus 1 minus 1, then plus n minus 2, like this it will go, then plus n minus. So this kind of recurrence we have seen, n minus 3 plus keep on going n minus 3 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus, okay, plus, okay. So it will get cancel out, t of 0 is going to be your 1 only. Okay, so you can write out 0 or 1, anything, it will be fine. Okay, because nothing element is there, only it is going to take constant time. Then this minus, then 1, then here 2, then here 3, then 4, like this will get cancelled, then 3 4 5, like this it will go till n minus 3, then n minus 2 till n minus 1 plus n. Now if here you are adding sum of n natural number, which is going to n into n plus 1 by 2 is going to big O of n square. So in worst case it is going to take big O of n square. Worst case it is going to take big O of n square. Is it clear? Please let me know. In worst case you are going to take big O of n square. Now this is the time complexity you have seen. Now what is going to be the space complexity? So when the input is having n, you are dividing the tree as 0, then another is having n minus 1 element. Then again you are dividing the tree as 0, and here again you are having n minus 2 element. Again you are dividing the element as 0, and again here n minus 3 elements. So it will keep on going to 1. It will keep on going to 1. So height of the tree is going here is n. Here height of the tree is going to be your n, because you are dividing the problem one side 0 and one element will be in the correct position, n minus element you are going to get sorted, n minus 1 element again you are going to call on n minus 1. So here again one element will be there will be in one partition no element, and in one part and another partition less than one element, because one element will be in correct position. So it will keep on going like this. So height of the tree is going to your, the height of the tree in worst case is going to your, the height of the tree, the height of the tree in worst case, in worst case is big O of n. So whatever will be the height of the tree, that is going to be the space complexity. So space complexity is going to your height of the tree. So space complexity, the space complexity is going to your height of the tree. So space complexity is going to your height of the tree. Okay. So space complexity is going to your height of the tree, that is going to your big O of. So average case, this is the worst case also we have seen, best case also we have seen, and average case what can happen? In average case, time complexity. So average case is also going to be the time complexity as big of n log n. Okay, average case time complexity is going to your is n log n only, n log n. Okay, and space is also going to be the same. Okay, average case space complexity is also going to your, average case space complexity is also going to your theta of log n base b. Why base b? B is the base by which we are dividing the array. If it is dividing into two halves, then log n base 2. In 3, then log n base 3. Okay, the way it is getting divided. In this way, it is going to get divided.